Welcome back. Helene came ashore in Florida's Big Bend region as a Category 4 hurricane late last night.
As the sun rose this morning, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis shed some light on how serious the storm's impacts were.
Early reports we've received is that the damage in those counties that were really in the eye of the storm has exceeded the damage of Idalia and Debbie combined.
Helene has become the third hurricane to hit the Big Bend region in the last 13 months. Governor DeSantis says emergency crews conducted thousands of rescue missions overnight.
Here's what the damage looked like first thing this morning in Florida. Damaged buildings, downed power lines, fallen trees scattered across Perry, Florida. But the damage wasn't just focused on the Big Bend region. Further south in the Tampa Bay area, roadways and bridges were flooded as the storm surge rolled in. The water looks to have receded a bit, but there's still lots of flooding along the roadways and sidewalks.
Both North and South Carolina also saw damage from Helene. The mountains in North Carolina saw 10 inches of rain this morning. Streets were flooded with fast-moving water carrying debris. Portions of interstates were closed due to the flooding. South Carolina was also no stranger to the high winds, downed trees, and flooding. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster held a news briefing to update the public on the state's response to the storm.
Unfortunately, we know we've had 4 deaths storm-related so far. 2 are firefighters in Saluda County and 2 individuals in Newberry. We believe there'll be more, but they have not been confirmed, so we ask you keep all of those families and friends in your prayers.
Today, residents in Valdosta reacting to the damage dealt by Helene. One woman says she and her husband had a restless night as the storms barreled through the southeastern counties.
We were in the bed, just listening at the rain and the winds and stuff, not thinking this was going to happen. But thank God we both are alive to tell about it, so that's a good thing.
Winds broke off tree limbs, tore away roof shingles, knocked down fencing in her neighborhood, but the most significant damage was the tree that fell through her home. It smashed through the roof of an upstairs bedroom and collapsed onto the living room below. The tree roots popped out of the ground in the fall, leaving a muddy hole where the tree used to be. A Lowndes County resident was thankful the storm damage wasn't any worse.
But honey, it's time for God to get on your knees and pray. Because it could have been worse than this. We could have been gone. And Lord, I thank you every day for letting me see another day.
More damage coming out of Valdosta. An antique store was destroyed during the storm. The walls of the brick building partially collapsed. Pieces of the roof were ripped off. The building is one of nearly 115 heavily damaged in Valdosta. Authorities said some of those buildings had people trapped inside.
A church in Valdosta had some significant damage after the storm. Union Cathedral's steeple metal frame was exposed after the storm, scattering shredded foam and plaster across the parking lot. Deacons ran to grab plywood and tools to try and repair parts of the building and broken windows. Pastor Wade McCrae says the sanctuary was undamaged. He hopes to be able to hold service there this Sunday.
We want to take another look at some of the photos from around central Georgia that you're sending to us. Let's check back in with meteorologist David Guerrero.
Absolutely. So everyone here in central Georgia has seen some of the damage from Helene. Now here is a tree in Dublin. It fell on the home of Lowell and Michelle Beecham. Luckily they were able to get their kids and leave their house once the power went out. Emergency services crews are going around the county and clearing roads affected by the downed trees. Now many community members are coming together and they're picking up the smaller trees and other debris, but make sure you are staying away from downed power lines. That's very important. Now over in Wheeler County, these photos of some downed trees. This was taken at 9 in the morning. So hopefully officials are continuing to clean these roads as the day continues. Now the tree fell on a home right off of Highway 41. And even more trees fell down in Dudley. Joe Davis sent us this video of his backyard. The winds picked up the trampoline and everywhere in between. And also winds got in between 60 to 70 miles per hour due to that leading edge. So it definitely it caused some damage there in Dudley, Lawrence County. Now, Frank, back to you.
All right, thank you, David. We want to remind you, if you see damage, send us photos and videos, but make sure it's safe. Nothing near power lines or anything like that. Your safety is our top priority. You can text those photos to 478-752-1309. You can also upload